Welcome back to another Wildcard video. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a few different pieces of gameplay today, one from Fuse's perspective and one from Pathfinder's, but both of them are from Relic. This is the last point of interest that we have not spoken about just yet, so now that we have some decent gameplay that I would like to share, we can take a look at it. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk about the setup of Relic. Relic is very different from Containment and Cage in that a lot of the fighting happens inside because there are a lot of buildings here. Relic is set up like a big Y. You have these different areas here, and it kind of looks like this. This is a very bad version of a Y, but you have a wing here, you have a wing here, and you have a wing here. There's also a spot in the center where everything comes together, where there's some supply bins, there's a jump pad that's down there, and there's a lot of fighting that's going on. It's important to note this because one of the strategies that I'm going to show you is how to drop into Relic. I know it's probably very tempting to drop at the end of one of these wings, kind of like going in this way, like this, because each one of these, the ends of these wings have doors and they have buildings. So like right here, this is where you would come in, like right in this area right here. This area, the top left wing has a door that's right here, has another building that's right here with a door, and then the same thing over here. What I'm going to submit to you is that instead of dropping at the edge and trying to work your way through the middle, I would instead suggest to drop perpendicularly to this. So instead of dropping this way, drop this way, like this, or drop into this area going this way, or perhaps going this way down here. And we're going to talk a little bit about the reasons why I am suggesting this perpendicular drop, and I hope I've done a good job explaining like what I'm talking about here. That's how I suggest dropping into Relic, is this perpendicular way. Let's talk about the areas outside of Relic now. There's a lot that is going on outside of Relic, more so than I think any of the other main points of interest for Wildcard. This is why I hate Relic. I actually find Relic to be the most frustrating POI to play in, and where I've had the most inconsistent results. Let's talk about what's happening outside. So first off, you have these three areas right here where these big pipes are. You have one, you have two here, and you have three way down here. Now, this is kind of like a double-edged sword. It's outside of the POI, and there's plenty of loot at each of these areas. There's 8 different there's actually more than that. I think each one of these has 10 supply bins at it. There's also, there's also the area in the middle where you can have zip lines, and you can go to this little other mini area over here that has a house and has more loot. There's more loot right here. There's more loot right here. So what tends to happen is that a lot of players will drop here as a hot drop, and they'll just continue to drop here and they won't even go into Relic. Other players like myself might drop here first and then rotate into Relic because it's a little bit safer and a little bit more of a guarantee to get a gun. When you're dropping into these areas, if you drop into the same wing as somebody else, it is very difficult to get a gun, and you can get those guns from here, but this is also where a lot of the action a lot of where the action evolves. Speaking of where to go if you don't get a gun, this area right down here in the bottom left is a great location to drop at. There's tons of supply bins, there's tons of loot, and there's tons of different places to go. You can grab a gun and very quickly come down here, slide down the hill, and you're in the action before anything has really happened. There is a structure that's right here that also has some guns at it as well. And down here toward the bottom of the screen, but it's not shown in this area, is Gauntlet. Gauntlet is another named POI where you can very quickly grab some guns and then filter into Relic. On the north side of Relic, you have this area right here, which has lots of guns, and then you can come through into Relic this way. Market is also right here, which you can do the exact same thing. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. On the west side of Relic, you have these structures here, which also provide the same amount of another way to get guns and to come in. So this is another option for you. The other area where you can go to is currently being covered by the label, but there's also a place right here where you can get guns and you can come down in through this way. On the outside of Relic, there are several places where there are supply bins where you might be able to get some loot without jumping into the main area. Those areas are right here in this lake. There are 3 supply bins. Also, outside of this house, there are 3 supply bins right here, where you can grab some loot and head on in. There's 1 supply bin that's under here where you can kind of go to get your loot and maybe start to filter in as well. So that is where you can get loot and come into Relic. I've actually played a lot of games where folks are like, I can't find a gun, I can't find a gun, I can't find a gun. And I'm like, okay, well then just go someplace else and come in. There's like 1,000 different ways that you can get a gun and come into Relic. So that's one of the benefits, is that if you play it right, you can come in here and you can get your gun and you can start doing some work. Next, what I want to talk about with Relic are the different lines of sight that happen in this area. The reason I hate this place is because there are no less than 1 million lines of sight that you can get shot from in this place. It makes it very frustrating because you're constantly being shot. If you look at your death recap, there's always 5 people that are shooting at you. Let me point out where those areas are right now. This platform right down here in the bottom middle, very popular place to post up and shoot down here at this wing. This is partially being covered by me right now, but there is a platform right here that people will also post up at, and they will shoot down into this wing here and also toward the middle in this area. Toward the top right-hand corner, there is this platform here that can be used to do this, but I don't really see people using this platform that much for that, because there is also this area right behind it as well, as I had mentioned before. So if you try to post up here, you might actually find yourself sandwiched between players that are coming this way and also players that are trying to defend themselves from here. So this platform is not occupied as much. There is also this isn't necessarily a platform, but this is a piece of geometry here, I guess a little hill or a little mountain that has cover. There's 2 houses here. There's one that's right here. There's a house that's right here. So you have a very easily defensible place where you can kind of look down into this area here. There's also, not to mention, the top of Relic, which is this big skull that's here in the middle. For those of you who are old to the game, Skulltown, this is what it's named after. There's this big skull in the middle where players can look down and they can shoot players that are beneath them. There are also 2 platforms here and here that allow you to look down into these very populated areas. On this side, there is this mountain here that I have also seen players post up at and shoot down into this place going that way. It is very, very chaotic. Oh, there's also this platform here. This one's kind of in the back, so you might not see this one occupied as much, but if this is a good gatekeeping platform where people are starting to rotate out this way, which is what we're going to see later on in this video, people will post up here at this platform and they'll shoot down at you. Another very popular area to post up at and shoot down is this spot right here. This is one of the areas that I said where you can get loot, where if you didn't get any loot, you can come here. One popular thing to do is to check these 3 supply bins and then come directly this way. There's a rope that leads right up to this cliff, and you can look down off of this cliff and shoot everyone that's fighting in this little area right here. So there's a million different lines of sight and a lot of different places where you can get shot from in Relic. That means you generally feel like, intuitively, well, just stay inside. There's so many buildings. Why would I fight outside? Just go indoors, and then you don't have to worry about those lines of sight. You would be right, but unfortunately, in Wildcard, you're allowed to stack legends. So what people will do is they will stack legends such as Caustic and Watson, and they will just basically make the indoor area of Relic absolute hell to work through, to the point where you don't even want to go indoors because you're going to be doing nothing but inhaling gas and walking through fences. So it's a very complicated, weird sort of place to play, but we're going to go through it now that we've gone through and we've talked a little bit about the lines of sight, where the loot is, and how to rotate into Relic. Let's go ahead and dive into some gameplay. We're going to switch back and forth between Fuse and between Pathfinder because I think both of them demonstrate different things and they both have good examples. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this game. You probably don't need this on the screen anymore. Fantastic. All right, so like I said right off the bat, we are going to be dropping in perpendicularly here. This is the window that I am going for because it comes in this way. The reason why I suggest not coming in this way is because you can get sandwiched very easily from players that are coming this way and from players that are coming this way. If you go perpendicularly, you can at least get a gun and make an escape, maybe go that way, or then you can make a decision and then you can maybe go this way instead. You at least have options. But when you come in from the top of one of these wings, it gets a little bit weird. You'll see it as we continue to play, but let's go ahead and continue to go through. We'll talk through it. Priority number 1, get a gun. Get a gun, get a gun, get a gun. I got a Spitfire. That's the best gun that you can get. Okay, kill number 1, free kill. Always make sure you finish your kills. Collect the orbs. Still looking for a secondary gun. As you noticed, I did not pick up the charge rifle. I saved my spot instead for the RE45. Coming outside, got my next kill. Finished the kill. I'm actually going to stick with the RE45 in this one. As you saw just a moment ago, I did have, there was a Peacekeeper that was available to me, but I decided not to go with the Peacekeeper. I decided to go with the RE45 because the RE45 is blue. If you decide to go with the Peacekeeper, that's fine. The Peacekeeper is actually a great gun, especially for Relic. Specifically in Relic, the Peacekeeper can be very, very strong because everything is very tight. The lines of sight are short when you're indoor. When you're in between in these structures, you really don't get into long gun battles. The only time long gun battles happen is if you're trying to defend yourself from someone shooting you from one of the platforms or cliffs that I just showed you. So the Peacekeeper can be very strong here. Keep that in mind. Okay, get the kill, finish the kill, get the orbs, moving on. Top off your health. Found another player. Going to go ahead and push that with my team. Nothing there. Let's go ahead and continue what we were doing before. We're going to go through here. And now we're looking for our next fight. Found it. Got him again. And now we're going to go this way toward this next wing, since the wing that we dropped at is kind of a little slow right now. Not overcommitting. That's something that we haven't spoken about yet. So it is very easy to do what's called turbo newbie. Turbo newbie is when you have all gas, no brakes, you don't think about anything, you just W key straight to one player, and the result of that is going to be the result. That is it. There's no other thinking. Sometimes looking at the situation and saying, you know what? It is not ideal for me to push that. Yes, I shot him. Yes, I dealt some damage. No, I'm not going to get the kill. It's probably safer to do this instead. So be careful about being a turbo newbie. Make sure that you're making informed decisions about when you're going to push and where you're going to go. All right, we're going to go ahead and go around. And we're going to see what we see in here. Bunch of different players. And we go down. Respawn immediately. And now we got to figure out where we're going to go. So I'm going to try to do I'm going to try to drop perpendicularly here again. But I do want to call out one thing. This spot right in here, to me, is kind of like a little sweet spot where you can drop relatively safely. It's directly underneath. There's like a little roof right here underneath the skull. So another area that is from this perspective is inside the skull. People are starting to become a little bit more savvy to this, where you can drop into the skull and you can go down this way, or you can come down here and then go this way instead. So, I've seen a lot of fights develop inside this area, but the reason why I like this spot is because there's this cover right here, which is these silos. And there's not really a lot of places where you can get shot from unless people are posted up here. If they are posted up here, yeah, you're going to get shot, but that's pretty much the case no matter where you go when you're within Relic. But this little area, this little beach right here underneath the skull, good spot to go to. Try it out. Okay, decided to adjust my approach here. Disengage, finishing the kill. He tapped out. Gonna light that place up, and we're gonna chill here for just a moment while we get our shields back. Again, using that Spitfire as much as possible. It's a great, great, great gun. I haven't even taken out my RE45 yet. Spitfire is basically, I think, one of the best guns to use in this game mode. It's just so good. All right. Again, coming in perpendicularly to the wing. Okay, we got the kill. And I want to finish that kill, obviously, but I can't because I have no health, and there was another player that just ran up there. So this is, again, not being a turbo newbie and making an educated decision. You can get kills when you're alive. You can't get kills when you're dead. So it's possible that that guy might get back up. I might not be able to confirm that kill, but it was still the right decision to disengage there because I have low health. Okay, let's see if we can get the kill. Perfect. He went for the res. And we almost got the double kill there. But again, tapping out immediately. And we're back. And it looks like I'm going to go back for some revenge here. See if there's anything that I can do on this building. I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. Okay. Not overstaying my welcome. Leaving. And continuing to engage. Look at the hip fire. I haven't even ADS'd on this with this gun in a while. Okay, I got KS there. But look what's here. The storm is here. So our time at Relic has come to an end with Fuse. But I still am going to continue on with this gameplay because this storm rotation that I've been preaching for a few episodes now is literally perfection. I've been saying rotate with the storm. This is what I mean by that. I am in the storm, my health is ticking away, and everybody else is running away from me. They're running in. Oh, there's someone that just stood up. Free kill. Finish the kill. Get the orbs. Now, you notice one thing I want to call out real quick. Watch my health when I pick up the orbs. Watch my health right now in the bottom left-hand corner, right down here. Pick up the orbs, and as soon as you pick up the orbs, it starts a health regen right away. So that is how you can kind of heal in the storm a little bit. Now, granted, that health regen will immediately stop once you take tick damage from the storm, but it can prolong the amount of time that you can stay in here and gives your team enough time to get out of there. So again, this strategy is really utilizing the respawn mechanic of Wildcard to like the nth degree. You're really saying, okay, teammates, you go to where the circle is. You go that way. I am going to stay here and I'm going to frag out. And hopefully you guys make it. Is it a gamble? Yeah. Do you have to get lucky? Yeah. That's fine. You have to get lucky with normal 20 bombs anyway. But that's the point. That's the point, is you're relying on your teammates and you're utilizing this mode for what it is. You're utilizing the game mechanics for what they are. So that's one kill I got in the storm. Right there. Running away. That's 2. Engaged me from behind. That's 3. We're going to go ahead and finish. Get the orbs. Starts the health regen. Health regen stops. Continuing to move. He's running away. Trying to get out of the storm. He turns around for some reason and lets me get a one-shot kill. That's 4. Running low on health, looking for a kill. Look, someone's running away. That's 5. Start my health regen again, and then I try to get out. So this is where I eventually go down here. But that was 5 kills toward your 20 bomb. What did I do that was so special there? Basically nothing. All I did was utilize my teammates, utilize the game mechanics, and I let other players do what I know that they are going to do. I'm exploiting their behavior because I know that's what they are going to do. I am now more than halfway through to a 20 bomb on Fuse. I think I end up getting 18 on this game, but there's still 8 squads left. That is a W all day long when you're going toward that 20 bomb. There are plenty of teams that are ready to go, that are ready to fight, and now you can start your next. You could start playing the game a little bit more normally. But this is a mistake. I didn't mean to slide off there. But what we're going to do now is we're going to stop the Fuse gameplay and we're going to switch back over to Pathfinder because the Pathfinder game spends a little bit more time at Relic. So what I hope you got from this gameplay is the layout, where the lines of sight are, where to go if you don't get a gun, dropping in perpendicularly, not turbo newbieing, and rotating in with the storm. Welcome to part 2 of 20 bombs at Relic. We are now Pathfinder. It is now Halloween time, and we are going to be dropping into Relic and getting a 20 bomb. So let's go ahead and start the video right away and move right into the gameplay. Now, one thing you're going to notice right off the bat is I'm going to do something different that I don't normally do. I'm actually going to drop and get a wild card first. The reason why is because they added some wild cards into this game that are actually pretty darn good to start out, and I'm going to go right for that immediately. And one of the wild cards they added is you can just increase your damage. So, of course, why not? Grab that wild card so you can increase your damage, and we're going to go ahead and swing on into this building, get a gun. I got a Volt, which is one of my favorite SMGs, and I got a 2X on it, which is one of my favorite things to do. So I was feeling great here to start out with. We just got a Volt, we got a 2X on it, but we have increased our base damage. I'm going to go ahead and throw that skull out there because these are just going to start finding people and killing them. So sure, have fun, go for it. Just like that. Okay, coming in perpendicularly again, just like we talked about in the last video. Okay, that's 2. Checking for guns. We got a R99 with no bullets in it. Got a little lucky there, but that extra damage probably saved us. We got another fight right away. I'm going to try to get out of here and heal. Didn't really work. We'll try to go ahead and revive, but he's going to come and kill us anyway. Moving on. Next life. All right, let's see where we can drop in here. I think, yeah, we're going to go ahead and drop at the top of this area because I saw this dude firing down. Now, one thing that is kind of something to note is that when people are posted up and they are aiming down their sight at the players beneath them, they lose all situational awareness. They aren't listening anymore. They aren't looking anymore. They are just dialed in and focused in on their target. So I knew that once I saw that person was firing down, like I talked about in the last video, this is a place where people post up. You can make an educated guess about whether that person is going to attack you or not, or whether they're going to be firing exclusively down into Relic. A lot of players will hear you coming if you drop too close. They might be able to hear your footsteps as well. So this does not work all the time, but it can work. It worked in this case. That was a mirage, so I can't finish him because I don't know where he is. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And what I just did to someone just did to me. But I theoretically got 2 kills there, or at least 2 knocks. Yep, we're up to 5. Moving along. So in the last video, I talked about this little sweet spot right in here. This is what I'm talking about. I like dropping here. So I have some options. Oh, I'm getting shot from that way. I can now go this way. I have a truck to hide behind. There's some cover. I have an option about whether I want to go right or whether I want to go through this little tunnel, whatever. I can now start to look for players that are in the middle, and I have enough cover. That's why I like that spot. Bad aim. That's okay. See, again, not tapping out. I don't get that. Weird habit that people have started doing. I really don't understand it. Yep, exactly what I expected. I'm going to try to follow him. Got him. 2 more. So we're at to 8 now. Finishing my kills. Again, not tapping out. Don't understand why, but we're at 8. We're doing great right now. 9. Fantastic. Finishing my kills. Screwed up my my keys there, which was kind of funny. So that's why I got out. As you can see, I panicked and I accidentally hit my ultimate key, and I was like, no, I don't want that. So backing off, halfway to a 20 bomb. There's still 10 squads left. This is ideal. This is basically an ideal situation. Healing up, getting back in there. Gotta be active. Gotta be involved. Again, not tapping out. I don't know why. Feel like a broken record, but it's the same sort of process. Get the kill, confirm it, get the orbs, try to find your next kill. Looking, found someone. Told you that people like to post up there. Sure enough, got him. I am not going to push that guy right now because I know that there's 2 people that are over here, and if I turn around, they're probably going to shoot me anyway, which means I'm definitely not going to get any more kills. So I'm making a decision here to not go and confirm him because there's more threats that are involved. Almost got that guy. We'll go ahead and try to get up and try to finish the fight. He won't let us. Moving on. 9-second respawn. But the double SMG is so good, especially in Relic, especially in Wildcard. It just works, man. It just works. We're at 13 kills, 8 squads left. Players on top are shooting. And I think I kind of do what I don't normally do, is I come in at the top and I work my way down. I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm saying maybe you shouldn't if you have better options available. In this case, it was fine. In a lot of other cases, it's not. Just from my experience. I might be wrong. So looking for a kill. Where is everybody? This place is supposed to be packed. Where is everybody? Looking. Trying to get involved. Trying to stay engaged. Trying to find a player. Found someone. Let's see what I can do to... See, I baited him. I knew he was going to come down. We're going to just take a look at this one more time. Is that I saw him. He saw me. I ran in, and I think what he was thinking was, I'm going to flank him. I kind of anticipated that, turned around, and got into this fight here. He played games with the little thing there. But as you can see, my goal there was to finish the kill. And I tried to shoot him to finish it, but it didn't work out, and he stood back up. That's always a bummer when it happens, at least to me. But it's going to happen sometimes. There are a lot of ways to get back up in Wildcard, and sometimes they just work. All right, going for the perpendicular drop again. Now I'm going to go finish my kill, but I can't. I got attacked again. Turned on this guy, got very lucky. That extra damage is probably what helped me. But as you can see, I got shot from one of those places I was talking about earlier in the video. Not too much to glean from that life, but I at least got 2 kills, and it was good. I'll take it. I'll take 2 kills. All right, next life. Trying to get into a fight perpendicularly again to the wing. Looking for a fight. Disengaging here. That wasn't a great push by me. Turned on that guy. That was actually a really good kill. I was pretty happy with that. All right, 20-second respawn. See you in 20 seconds. And we're back. Seeing a lot of fighting going on over here, and I'm not coming in from the top. I'm going to come in from the side. Dude posted up right where I said he would be. Get the kill, confirm the kill, get the orbs, heal up. In this case, we're not going to heal up. We're just going to try to push some more. Being ultra aggressive. Ultra aggressive. I have no idea what happened there. I'm going to be completely honest. I have no clue what just shot me or what just happened there. So getting inside, healing up, trying to prioritize survivability. Another fight. Not going to win that fight. Disengaging, trying to heal up again. Trying to be smart about where I take these fights. Give myself a little bit of space. Hang out with my teammate for just a moment. Try to make sure that when I engage with as much of an advantage as possible. And part of that is having your health and knowing when to disengage and when you have a disadvantage. If you have a disadvantage, you can overcome it, but it can be a little bit tricky in this game mode. I'm going for it. I don't care. Got him. Again, not tapping out. I don't get it. Gold guns. We happy. We happy with gold guns. 2 more kills to 20. And we have 6 squads left. We're definitely getting at this game. Like, you can just kind of feel it. Unless everything goes wrong, you can get 2 kills with 14 players remaining. You should be able to do that. It does slow down a little bit. I get him for 19, but I think he stands back up because I couldn't push. There's another player here. That was really great play on their part by using the drill like that, understanding that I was going to push them. So that guy did die. We're at 19 now. There's 5 squads remaining. It's starting to get down there. I am not tapping out. I am trying to get to my teammate to res me because he's right here, and I've violated one of the things that I've criticized other players for, and that is not tapping out. Now, there is a 25-second respawn timer, which does kind of suck. That's kind of why I was looking for a res there, because I know the respawn timer is getting a little bit longer. But if I had just tapped out when I died, the respawn timer would have been up pretty quickly. And now I am doing another one of my pieces of advice, which is engaging my team and communicating with them, telling them to play a little bit more passively so I can just get 1 more kill. And in this game, he even says he's 1 shot. Yeah, so I'll just rewind this. I'm going to turn the volume up here. I hope the volume is not too loud. But just, I said this in chat, and now you can hear my teammate. And there it is. You can hear my teammate saying he's 1. And the reason he made that call out is because I said that in chat. I've talked about over the last few episodes how there seems to be like some camaraderie that happens when people are trying to, do this achievement and get this achievement. There is an example of it. Guy's giving me information. He weakened him. He's 1. Get the kill. Boom. We got it. Another 20 bomb down. So we can go ahead and watch the rest of this. I don't think it's that long. It's only like 2 more minutes. I think I end 21 kills. I'm going to lower this a little more, sorry. Not rotating in with the storm now. That thing is ticking for a lot of damage. By the way, the reason rotating in with the storm works on the first round is because it only deals like 5 damage a tick. It's not that much. So later on, you can't really do that. It's going to kill you. I probably should have made that clearer earlier in the game. Or earlier in this series, but yeah, just a little nugget there for you. Don't rotate in with the storm if the storm's going to kill you that quickly. See? Being nice to my teammates. Got it. So now they don't have to play as passively, kind of lifting that restriction, so to speak. Like, I got it. Thank you. Appreciate your help. Let's just get the win now. Getting out of here. Did not work. 30-second respawn. Starting that timer right away. There's no chance of getting picked up here. Last player alive has to stay alive for 12 more seconds. I wanted to tell this guy to just stop moving, but I didn't. I just let him do his thing, which is, I don't know. But this is what he did. And he came back, and St. Long Jong came back, I came back, and yeah, we're moving on here. So late game, 4 squads left. Going to try to find a place that's a little safe to drop. All of that early game stuff kind of changes now that we're in the late game. I am going to drop on top. As you noticed earlier in the gameplay, I did not drop on top of the skull. And the reason why is because it's just too populated. It's too busy. The movement speed wildcard is dope, and I just wanted to get the other one real quick because I was getting shot at. That was a really risky play by me, but we got away with it. Staying on the other side of the door for just a moment while I can heal up, making sure no one can open that door and shoot me while I'm healing. Not going to take that fight because there's 2 players there. Going to disengage. And we don't even have a full squad right now, so we're going to try to survive here. I heard this guy with my headphones. This is why Sparrow is so strong in this game mode, or just in general. He can do this stuff like every 5 seconds he can do that. I get 1 kill. Respawns are now off. I get eliminated, and that is the end of this gameplay. But we were able to get 21 kills. We got a bunch of knocks. We got, how much damage did we end that game with? Over almost 5,000 damage. I think, did we hit 5K? Yeah, we actually finished this game with over 5,000 damage and 5 assists, 20... maybe 21 kills. I don't remember if that guy I killed right here actually goes down or not. He might have gone down, so it might have been 21 kills. But it was a good game. It kind of showed you how Relic functions and how it functions differently than Containment or Cage, where to drop, you know, that little sweet spot by the skull, dropping perpendicularly to the wings and not going in from the top, because that's how you get surrounded. You know, all the places where you can go to get loot, using the wild cards to your advantage, being ultra aggressive and winning those gunfights, all critical to getting that 20 bump. So that is going to do it for this episode for Relic. I hope you found the video helpful and useful and educational. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button in the event that you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one.